Hey everyone, it's Evangeline, and today we'll be taking a look at the eTrailer taillight and license plate relocation kit. This can be used with your hitch-mounted cargo carriers. We'll take a look at how it works, how to put it together, and how to put it on your carrier right here at etrailer.com. So this works with your vehicle's lights as well. So that way you can still have your turn signals like your left or your right. You also have your brake lights too, and your running lights. So this is designed to fit perfectly on your eTrailer cargo carrier. It can also work with your curt hitch mounted cargo carriers. Check out our product page here at eTrailer where we specify which cargo carriers it fits, but you can also use this for your own different applications. So we're gonna run through some specs, some measurements, what hardware is included. That way if you wanna use it for your cargo carrier, you can see if it does fit or if you can make it fit. So we have different kits here at eTrailer. You can get the kit with all three parts included, which is going to be your lights with the wiring, your taillight bracket, as well as your license plate bracket. If you already have your own lights, you can get just the license plate bracket and the taillight bracket. You can also get either of those parts individually. Find them all here at eTrailer. We have the part numbers printed out right there for you to figure out or mix and match which one works best for you. So when using these, please make sure to put them in appropriate spots since you're already relocating them to be more visible. I recommend having the taillights as far back as well as far to the side as you can get them. And then you have your license plate. This can be put wherever you want as long as you have it on the rails. You also are going to need to make sure you have the wiring appropriate for this. This kit with the taillight uses a 4-way flat wiring. So you do have 88 inches with this taillight for connecting it to your wiring, and you also get a bunch of cable ties to put them into the best spot for you. With this on the eTrailer cargo carrier, notice how you can still use all of the different features. So whether it's down in the ready to go position or if it's folded up into the more compact position, all of this is still compatible. Now this is going to be what it looks like when you get wiring attached to your cargo carrier. It won't be as streamlined as if it was already designed for the cargo carrier, but you can still run this around and try to find something that works for you and your vehicle. So each light has 12 LEDs in there for superior gleam, and you can see that they use a faceted mirror. And that way you have a superior light compared to your conventional lights. You also don't have to change light bulbs with this one. They have this black powder coat finish to maintain corrosion resistance. Even if you keep your carrier outside, you also have a gasket around the lights. That way there is no worry about moisture coming inside. So to install your bracket, you need an open space for the bolts and the nut to run through. So let's take a look at our carrier. This is perfect for this bracket, but if you're using this with another carrier, you may have to drill or find a different spot that does work for you. So consider your rails on your carrier. This has a hook and it fits over our 1-inch bar on our carrier's rail. Then it comes down and you need to have a certain distance out in order to mount the hardware. This flange sits out 2 inches from the face of our bracket, and where the holes are 1.25 inches away from that face. The holes are separated, so there's going to be about 5 inches of space from one end of the hole to another, and you have a little bit of wiggle room on the inside for your hardware. So if you have an open grid design like this, all you need to do is line up your bracket where you want to on the holes and pop your split washer and bolt from the top. Then I use the nut underneath. So I use 2 wrenches to tighten this down. You can use either a 1/2 inch or a 13mm wrench. They're pretty similar, but you just secure the nut and the bolts. I like to have the nut on the bottom just so that there isn't any excess bolt that can scratch up my cargo. For the license plate bracket, you're going to have the bracket as well as some bolts and split washers and flat washers. You are going to use the weight of the license plate to hold itself together. Your bracket fits over that 1-inch bar, and then you're going to make sure that that bolt hole sits open. That way you can fit your license plate over it and then run your hardware through. Once your brackets are all installed, that's when you can then attach your lights. So these brackets are designed to be used with a specific light we have available here at eTrailer. You can get the whole kit with the lights included. You might also get the kit without the lights included, and that's when you use your own lights. So let's start installing those lights and see how they work. You get a set of 2 lights, one for each side, and just follow the words on top. Make sure it's facing the right way. I like to have it where the connection is where it's easily routed to my wiring. So your opening here is going to be 6 3/4 inches. Perfect for this light to fit right through. Make sure that the grommets are fully seated in the bracket. You do this by pushing the entire assembly in so that the lip fits over the back side. You can test this by pushing out on the taillight. You're going to have 2 plugs. The one with the green wire is for the passenger side. The one with the yellow wire is for the driver's side. These already have grease in them, so just pop those through. As you plug those in, plan out where you're going to run your wires as well. Most of people's wirings are offset to the driver's side, so you do have a longer passenger side wire. I like to run it underneath from the passenger side, meet over with the driver's side, and come around on the driver's side of the cargo carrier. You get a lot of cable ties included with this kit, so just tie them up as you run them through. Final test, plug it into your vehicle's wiring, and if your lights on the carrier turns on too, you're good to go. So my thoughts on our license plate and tail light kit for hitch mounted cargo carrier is that I do like how it works really well with certain carriers. If you have the eTrailer carrier or some of the curt carriers or other carriers mentioned here at etrailer.com, you're gonna have a very nice, relatively streamlined look. Now for other cargo carriers, these brackets may or may not work for you. So hopefully this video showed you those different specs and measurements to see if you need to drill holes, if you're able to use your own rails, and if it will work for your application. But all in all, solid kit, still affordable, gives you lots of practicality. You are able to see the cargo carrier behind you. You have your taillights, you have your license plate, keeping you safer and more visible on the road.